key learning for me here is the absolute power of water and views. Everyone wants to edge forward and get closer to the water, and it's quite amazing here. This top echelon of Frankston business people who have been successful had never been supplied a premium product so close to the water. So the pent-up demand and the vision that Danny Chiama had in this case created an overwhelming success for this project.
Hi, my name's Danny Chiama from Urban DC. I'm a residential property developer that's been active for over 25 years now, and I mainly focus on luxury owner-occupier apartments in vibrant infill urban areas. An agent called Mark Jones, a local agent in Frankston, contacted me and said, look, you've got this terrific site for me to have a look at. And I thought, I'll go and have a look. And it wasn't until I saw the site that I just absolutely fell in love with it and fell in love with the township itself.
Danny Chiama from Urban DC is a long-standing client of 360 Property Group, and he approached us after he purchased the site. Once I arrived at this site and I saw the sun setting over the bay in the middle of winter, I thought, wow, this is an amazing project. Danny sort of looked to the future rather than in the past. If he was to look at the past, most projects in Frankston were targeted at a more affordable, younger demographic or investor, and a lot had failed. But Danny, to his conviction, held tight, looked forward and said there is a lot of successful people that live in Frankston and they've never been serviced with a premium product. So we went about designing this product, testing Danny's assumptions, and in the end we came to the realisation that Danny was right. He wasn't only right, he probably even underestimated the depth of that market.
John's role was predominantly, initially, conceptualisation of the building and the amenities and the lifestyle amenities. And John brought a lot of his intel to the table in terms of what uses we should put in there. And we developed that up together.
We got a level of confidence that was a strong target market for the proposed product. We then delved a bit deeper to understand where the appetite was in terms of price point. And we, in fact, in this case, expanded the product to meet that appetite. Then we looked at the finishes, the internal amenity of the units, the layouts, and how they want to live. It's not only about their apartment and their home environment, it's also about the service and amenity that is offered in the building. And we wanted to provide, a new experience to the luxury market, not only in Frankston, but to this whole Bayside area.
I knew that I wanted hotel style amenities and certain things, but John really crystallised that and brought that together and made that work within the building, which was fantastic. But more importantly, John was behind the whole sales strategy and the marketing strategy. And John was very much behind monitoring the success of that and tweaking it as we go.
We were able to get involved with the local agent, Mark, who had never sold off the plan. And for me, it was a really exciting challenge because we were able to do some training, and he welcomed our experience as specialist project marketers to set the strategy and do some training. And for me, it was fantastic training someone outside of our business and looking at the way he responded. He responded terrifically to the training we gave him. We created a particular sales track for him, our process. We finessed the product to where we thought they were appropriate for the market, and then we wanted to test our assumption. So we went to the market quietly.
And I said to Mark, the local agent, who had a list of buyers that he knew were interested in that type of offering within Horizon. So I asked Mark to go out and obtain reservations of interest, just to test the market, almost like a focus group. And he did that, and within a month he came back with 20 reservations.
Project marketing is not a business where you can set and forget. So your strategy is constantly being fine-tuned all the way through the project life cycle. So for example, your pre-launch activities, your launch activities and your post-launch activities are vastly different.
So along the way during the sales campaign, like a lot of projects, you need to refresh the marketing. And John Ma played a big role in strategizing on what the next tagline would be, what the next ad would be, tweaking the social media edits, focusing on certain apartments that weren't selling quite as well. So it was a constant, it was almost weekly reviewing what had sold, what hadn't, what can we lift because it had sold well.
Because as a business, we always focus on what's available for sale and not what we've sold. That's historical. So we're always looking at how do we maintain this sales momentum, and maintaining sales momentum also means that you have the ability to push the pricing for your clients all the way through the project. So changing the messaging in the media, changing the media channels, and in this instance, we trialled social media on this project, and at a point in time we were able to create what we call a lookalike audience. So we had a really good understanding of where the buyers were coming from, and we were able to mirror that demographic and buyer profile on social media and target those specific buyers. And we had an outstanding result then, but target them with the appropriate product that was remaining.
However, as the project continued on and the success of a project gained momentum, we did increase the prices. The buyers that get in early not only select the best apartments or the apartments that suit them, but generally get a good price. So we did that, and what we monitored was which apartment type within the building was more sought after and which was selling more quickly. So we quickly raised prices on those particular apartment types. We got about a 7 to 10% increase in pricing from start to finish.
The great thing about working for Danny is he's a visionary and he looks forward, and also he is an architect by trade, and he's very reactive and very responsive to change. So things like amalgamating units or making amendments, he has great vision there, and he's a forward thinker, he's quick to respond. And when it comes to project marketing, we need speed and velocity all the time. So he's very quick to turn things around. He's very quick to act on trends in the market, whether that be a marketing trend or whether it be a design trend. We can turn things around quickly. And a client that is very responsive, very intuitive and very forward thinking like Danny, it makes it an absolute pleasure to work with them.
The success of the sales campaign and the strategy behind it gave rise to the demand and the price rise within that process, and that was all comes back to the strategy that John Ma and 360 assisted me with.